are my co-hosts, Duck and Quack. They're just supervisors. Today, we are making something straight out of the molten heart of the Star Wars galaxy. We're making Mustafarian Lava Rolls. You will have seen these, hopefully, in Oga's Cantina or Docking Bay 7 at the Galaxy's Edge on the planet of Batuu. And recently, we've been watching the newest Star Wars show called Skeleton Crew, which, while watching that, inspired me to cook up some Star Wars food. And I just happened to be perusing the Unofficial Disney Parks Restaurants Cookbook, and I found Mustafarian Lava Rolls. However, we went a little homemade with it. I switched it up just a little bit. But we got inspired because the show specifically mentions, if you can read Arabic, Mustafar, Mandalore, Tatooine, Hoth, and Camino. Before we dive into our fiery fun, let's take a look at what exactly you'll need to make these lovely rolls. They're perfect for any Star Wars fan that wants a movie snack.
Alright, here's what you'll need to create your own Mustafarian Lava Rolls. For the dough, you'll need 6 1/2 cups or 1 kilogram all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup or 100 grams of sugar, 1/2 ounce or 14 grams of instant yeast, or 2 packets, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 1/2 cups or 375 milliliters of warm milk, 1/2 cup or 113 grams of butter melted, 2 large eggs, 1/2 cup or 125 milliliters of water, also warm. You can also use active dry yeast instead of instant yeast if you choose. For the filling, you'll need 2 cups of Oreo cookie crumbs, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon or cinnamon sugar powder, and 1/2 cup of butter, also melted. For the glaze, you'll need 1/2 pound or 227 grams of fresh raspberries, 1/8 of a cup or 25 grams of sugar, 1/2 tablespoon or 8 milliliters of lime juice, and 1 teaspoon or 5 milliliters of cornstarch. Let's get started with the dough. In a large bowl, mix together your flour and salt. Set that aside. In a separate bowl, mix together your milk, water, and butter and warm until it's just warm to the touch, or roughly 100 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't want it too warm or it might kill the yeast. Once it's warm enough, add the yeast and let it rest until it's bubbly. If you're using instant yeast, you don't have to do this step. Once the yeast is ready, whisk in your eggs one at a time. Check your dry ingredients for droids. They can't always be trusted. Now, pour your dry ingredients into your wet ingredients and mix slowly until a dough forms. You might not need all of the flour. Now that we have a dough together, knead this dough for about 5 minutes. You want it to be smooth and slightly elastic. If the dough feels too sticky, just add a little bit extra flour, but don't overdo it. Remember, we're making rolls, not bricks. Place the kneaded dough into a bowl, cover with a towel, and let it rise in a warm spot for about an hour or until it doubles in size. If you're on Hoth, this might take a couple of hours. Now it's the perfect time to take a break, wash your dishes, and maybe even rewatch some Star Wars Clone Wars. Gotta get all those Star Warsy vibes going. While the dough is rising, it's time to make that delicious filling. In a bowl, mix your crushed Oreos, your melted butter, and most importantly, your Cinnadust. If you don't have Cinnadust, plain cinnamon is perfectly fine. Stir until it's smooth and gooey. Make sure you definitely double check for any pesky droids that might have invaded your dough or your filling while you're away. Now that your dough has doubled in size, punch it down and roll it out into a rectangle, roughly 3 feet by 2 feet, or 36 inches by 24 inches. Big. Spread your filling out evenly across the dough, right up to the edges. Now, this is the moment of truth. We don't want to skimp on any of the filling. We also don't want it to be all clumpy bumpy. Now that we have our filling spread all the way across the dough. It's time to roll it up. Starting from one end, we'll gently roll to the other end, making sure we seal in all that delicious, filling goodness. Slice into even pieces, about 1 to 2 inches, or 2.5 to 5 centimeters. Place them into a parchment-lined 9 by 13 baking pan. Now we're going to cover with a cloth and let the rolls rise again for about 30 minutes, or until poofy. While your buns are rising this last time, time to make our lava sauce. Start by pureeing your raspberries in a food processor or with a stick blender, whatever you have. Strain the puree through a fine mesh strainer if you want to remove the seeds. This step is totally optional and just based on your preferences. Now, combine the puree with the rest of the ingredients in a saucepan over medium-high heat. Cook until boiling, and then simmer on medium-low heat until thick and the sauce coats the back of a spoon. Remove from the heat and allow to cool. Now that our rolls are nice and poofy, pop them in the oven, which is heated to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius for 20 to 30 minutes, or until they're golden brown and your kitchen smells like heaven. While the buns are baking, it's the perfect time for me to tell you about the background of these delicious lava rolls. Mustafar, the fiery volcano planet from Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith, is home to some of the most intense lava flows in the galaxy. The Mustafarian Lava Rolls are a nod to that molten environment, sweet, rich, and with a dark edge, as well as the colors of the home planet. Mustafarian Lava Rolls were sweet baked goods served for breakfast in the Black Spire Outpost on the Outer Rim planet. Batuu, Oga's Cantina, and Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo both sold them as a food item that was suitable for consumption by humans. They have since been removed as a breakfast option from both places. The menu's description originally read as sweet cinnamon roll with chocolate cookie crumble and lava sauce. It was then changed to read Sweet Galactic Delight. Now that we know what we're looking for, let's get back to the kitchen and see what our rolls look like.
This is the final product. Now, taste it with our spork. There it goes. This is my spork from the planet Batuu. See if it works. Spork it. Well, that's delicious and messy. This has a really good balance of the raspberry and the Oreo crumbs that are like a really good crunch. It's really good. Make these. You can't really, like, you can taste the cinnamon in it, but it's not, but with the raspberry, everything really blends together really nicely. So there's no like super outstanding flavor. Mustafar knows where it's at. I'm just gonna keep eating these now because they're so good. I'm gonna put this down.
Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what other Star Wars treats you'd like to see on the channel. Or if you'd like to see treats from a different fandom, let me know that too. And with that, may the Force be with you, but the flavor too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!